I find the comment section interesting, I guess. I mean, so many people are so sure of themselves that they'll get into a comment section and say something, and then of course they're either wrong, or I learn later they are wrong. And so I've been living off-grid for 10-ish years, something like that. Yeah, I think I'm coming up on 10 years. So when I include the off-grid, I'm talking about living, you know, we were traveling in a camper, and I had a battery set up, generator. I didn't have solar panels, but I did have this generator. And so in the morning time, I would charge the battery. I had one battery back then. I would charge the battery in the morning for 3 hours, and then in the evening for 3 hours. My generator's up the hill, so I can't sit by the generator. That generator, that yellow one that I bought last October, it's got 1,700 hours on it. It is just doing great. So, had one battery, and then when the camper burned down, we built the truck camper, and then I had basically two batteries. I had the truck battery tied into the camper battery, and everybody knew that was not going to work. Everybody just knew it. Everybody knew that wasn't going to work. But it worked for the 2 years that we're doing it. It was a brand new battery when we did it. Within a couple months. I mean, it was only a couple months old when we did it. The truck battery. And of course, the regular battery was only a couple. You know, it was brand new. So that was. Well, we were traveling in the pop-up camper for a year. So that battery I replaced last winter. So almost 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. So for a battery that wasn't supposed to last a week, lasted 8 years. Now, that we only traveled for what, another 2 years with the truck camper, a year and a half, something like that. So, mind you, that wasn't 8 years with a truck camper. It was a year and a half with the truck camper, and then the battery lasted a lot longer. The key to batteries is to make sure that you charge them every day. I think that's the key. I used to go with the philosophy of what the commenters used to say, but I've learned that's just not true. So then I took the RV battery out of the truck camper. You may remember we used to have the truck camper. We set the truck camper right here while we built the tiny house. It used to sit right there. And so we took that battery and put it inside there. And then we started adding to it. As we got the house built, we started adding batteries. Because, you know, once you get into the tiny house, you end up using more electric. No matter what you do. I mean, we got, what, 4 outlets in that house? Where the truck camper only had 1. So, and all those outlets are full. You're charging phones and computers. And so, of course, you got the freezer. So anyway, the battery bank ended up growing within the next couple of years to 8 batteries. And everybody told me back then, if you're going to buy a battery, you have to buy the entire set. You can't buy one and then buy another one later and buy another one later. And I just knew that was wrong. And then they said you couldn't buy different size batteries. Well, I already knew that was wrong because I had one size battery in the camper, 100 amp hours, whatever it was. And then I had another size in the truck. And I'd already done that for a year and a half. But they said you couldn't do it. And it just didn't make sense to me. Batteries look at amps. I mean, we're just looking at amps. So if you buy a 100 amp hour battery and a 50 amp hour battery, it means you have 150 amp hours when you tie them together. But everybody was insistent that you had to replace with this, or you had to get the same exact battery every time. The thing is when you look at my 8 batteries, I got an oddball one in there. It's been in there forever. I don't know how long it's been in there, but there is a smaller sized battery. I think it's it might be 80 amp hours or whatever. So last year I had a battery go out. Out of the 8, I had a battery go out, and I put a new battery in it. Oh, you can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. And for the last year, I kind of thought maybe they were right, that you can't do that. Because although my system improved once I got the bad battery out, how do you know that you have a bad battery? Is it gets hot. It eventually gets hot. Now, a battery may be going bad, but you can't really tell it's bad until you get the 2 lead plates inside, 2 of them, to ground out on each other. And that's when it heats up, and then you know it's bad. Or there's so much sludge at the bottom of the battery now that it actually grounds out to 2 plates. So it heats up as you try to charge it. And it's just not chargeable. You won't be able to charge it. It's terrible. So anyway, I replaced that battery, put a new one in it, and the system got better, but it was never like new. It was never like it used to be. And so I figured over the next few years, I would start replacing one battery at a time, and I would always be at this, it's okay stage. And I was fine with that. I really had no problems with being at the okay stage, not the new stage. I knew I was never going to get the new stage because everybody told me if you're going to replace a battery, you have to replace all of them at the same time. Well, I didn't understand that. So when you replace the lead acid battery, you have a brand new battery, let's say it's 100 amp hours, but you have another battery that's 100 amp hours, but it's 4 years old. So in reality, it's only 80 amp hours. Because it's not like it used to be. It's not new. And so you think, well, you get 180 amp hours. But just like the commenter said, that's not what happened last year. So I lived with that. I guess I was wrong. Well, I wasn't wrong. I just didn't know. That's the thing. I didn't know. I felt like they were wrong, but I really wasn't sure. Now, the other thing they'll say is never, ever, 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 ever run your batteries below 50%. And I bought into that one too. I mean, there was this guy on YouTube who absolutely hammered it home. His name's Moses. And that's not his real name. This is what everybody calls him. Or Santa Claus. He was a van lifer. He knows everything there is to know about batteries. I mean, he was the expert. Which was funny because he used lithium-ion batteries. He didn't use lead-acid batteries, but oh well, he's the expert. He said never ever run your batteries below 50%. So that means that you have a 100 amp hour battery, but you're only allowed to use 50 amp hours. That's it. That's all you're allowed to use. So when you buy a 100 amp hour battery, you just imagine that, okay, well, I only have 50 amps. So when you have 8, and you think you have 800 amps, you actually only have 400 amp hours. And I bought into that. I was okay. But then you're never, ever, 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 ever supposed to run it below 50%. So that means I'm never supposed to get 401 amp hours. Never. Can't do it. You will ruin your batteries. And what they used to say is you would half the life of your battery. So that means if your battery is designed to last 4 years, if you went that 1 amp hour over, you will now be at 200, or for 2 years. Your batteries only last 2 years now. And that always had me pretty concerned. That's why I started running the generator 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening. Even though I wasn't sure I really needed to, I did just so I never got below that. Well, as these batteries got old, it was inevitable that I was going to get below 50%. So what that means is the batteries have dropped below 12.3 volts. That's the translation. 50% of those batteries in there would be 400 amp hours or 12.3 volts. Well, I mean, 3 or 4 years ago, well, I guess 2 years ago, I started getting below 50%. It was inevitable. As I get up in the morning, it'd be 11.8 volts. Now remember, I'm not supposed to get below 12.3. It'd be at 12 volts. And I was like, I'm gonna have to replace these batteries someday. And remember, they are getting old. Back then it was like 6 years old. I think they're like 8 years old now. Well, some of them are 8 years old. And I just knew that the batteries were getting old. I was fine with that. So I figured I'd just squeeze as much life out of them as I possibly could and just run the generator. And I was doing the math. Am I still, you know, with as little gas as that uses, thinking back to my Nomad days when I was running it 6 hours a day, and I'm using less gas now because I got a smaller generator. And I'm really thinking about the math of all this. Is it cheaper? And in my mind, my math said, keeping these batteries until they die, if they last another 3 or 4 years, it would be cheaper to run the generator than it is to buy the batteries. You may not agree with that, and that's fine. It was just the way I figured it up. Doesn't matter if you and I agree on that subject, that's just what I decided to do. Well, as you know, last week, I had another battery go bad. It was battery number 3. So I got 8 batteries, left to right. Last year I replaced, I think, battery 5, 6, might have been 6. Well, this year I had battery 3 go bad. And I knew it was going bad because since it started warming up, let's say April, May timeframe, I've been really struggling with the batteries making it through the night. I knew I had one going bad, but I just wasn't sure which one. I couldn't find it. Now, I probably could have disconnected the whole system, but I didn't have time because my lawnmower repair business obviously is picking up speed. And in order to do a thorough test on each battery, I would have to run the house on the generator for hours. And call it lazy, call it whatever you want, call it too busy. I just didn't. I just said to myself, well, I'm going to deal with the bad battery, the battery going bad, run the generator. And so what I did was I actually shifted the time that I run the generator at night. I used to run the generator from about 5 p.m. to 7 or 8 p.m., you know, those 3 hours, and then shut the generator off. But as the battery started having a problem, I wasn't making it through the night. I started the generator when I went to bed at 8:30. Well, about 8 o'clock. And I would just put enough gas in it so it would run 3 hours. I wasn't always perfect on that. Sometimes it would run 5 hours, but most of the time it ran 3 hours. You know, you try to measure it out. I had an eyeball in there for what I thought was 3 hours. And I would run it. So then the generator would die at 11 p.m. and I'd make it through the night. Now, I was fine with that. Still thinking, okay, I got a bad battery. And this winter, I'm going to try to figure out which battery it is when I'm not as busy. Well, the battery went craps the other day. It got hot. So I woke up about 2:30. Well, the first night I woke up about 4 o'clock and the electric in the house was off. So I came down and started the generator and you know, I didn't notice anything. Everything seemed okay, like it did the day before. It just went off a little early, even though I let the generator run to 11. Well, the next night, it went off at 2 o'clock. So I came down at 2 o'clock and started the generator, and I was just charged battery. Well, when I got up at 4:30, I came down, and I realized I had not gotten a charge. The battery should have been charged by the time I got up, or at least close to being charged. But it hadn't budged. So I started feeling the batteries, and sure enough, I got to battery 3, and it was just super hot. So I disconnected it, and I jumped the battery bank. So I went from batteries 1, 2, jumped over to 4, and so I had this missing battery. Well, I guess what it was, it's Sunday. This is Thursday. So Sunday I bought a new battery. And I got it put in Sunday night. And it's been cloudy and rainy and, you know, partially cloudy. So the solar panels haven't been doing a great job. Plus, I've been running the well a lot. We did laundry. I've been servicing pressure washers, so I've been running it a lot. So the batteries, with the new battery in the system now, wasn't getting a full charge. It was getting a good enough charge. I mean, I wasn't hurting the batteries any. I think out of the whole week, I only got below 12.3 one night. Now, maximum charge means that it'll hold a charge at 12.8 volts, 12.7, 12.8. And I haven't seen that in years, 2 or 3 years. I have not seen it hold a charge, you know, when the sun goes down at night at 12.8. Haven't seen it. And I thought I would never see it again. The best I've been getting is about 12.5. So that, you know, that tells you that I've been getting, for the last couple of years, I've been going way below 50%. Again, I knew the batteries were going bad. That's fine. So last night, I come down at 8:30, start the generator like I do every night, got in there, and the batteries read 12.8 volts. How is that possible? 12.8 volts, that's like a brand new battery. I've got one new battery in there, well, 2 if you count last year's battery. 1 or 2 batteries, however you want to look at it, that are new. The rest of them are ancient. And I have 12.8 volts. Like new. It's holding a charge like new. Which everybody in the comment section, plus Moses, said that's just not possible because I half the life of the battery every time I went below 12.3. Well, I was halving the life of the battery for the last 2 years. I should have only been going along like, you know, 1 amp at some point. That's all I had was 1 amp. So the bad battery was what was drawing down my system, or the bad 2 batteries from the last 2 years, whatever. But now that I've got the new battery in there, I've got it all charged up, it's acting like a brand new system. Now, I do recognize those older batteries don't have 100 amps in them anymore. I get it. Whatever they are, they are. And eventually they'll go bad too. But the idea that if you ruin one battery, you ruin them all, or if you have one bad battery, you got to replace them all, or that if you go below 50%, you're going to half the life of the battery, or, you know, they had all these rules on batteries. And I have broken every one of them. Not intentionally, it's just a matter of I had to do it. So, as adamant as all these people were, none of them are right. I mean, I've really tried to maintain my batteries, and the only way I do that is make sure they're charged up at least once a day. You got to give it I think at least above 12.8 or 13. I think it's like 13.1 volts, whatever it was. You got to get it above that once a day. And but even at that, you know, the truck, we let the truck sit around for days at a time, and we never do charge it up. So I don't even know how true that is. So if you'll click this up next box and take the video over to my other channel, I'd really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if I can inspire you, don't believe anything you see on the internet. Sing, live your dreams. Thanks for watching.